What is up, everybody? Welcome to another fresh take, spoiler-free review of Rise of Skywalker, the latest in the Star Wars movie series and the last for this trilogy of this particular set of films. Um, I just got out of it, and I honestly don't know what to think. Really, there's some things that I like. There's some things that I don't. Uh, and it's just I'm kind of still going through it in my mind a little bit. So, but let's start this thing off on a positive note. I should say there's a lot of things to actually kind of like about it. The action sequences are good. The the cinematography is good. I liked it. I liked how the thing is shot, how the movie is basically shot. J.J. Abrams knows how to shoot a film. I'll give him that. Love the music, the score in it. Liked most of the character interactions. Uh, Finn, Ray, and Poe. We haven't really got to see all three of them together in the first two films, but in this one they do spend a large portion of the movie together, working as a team, and I think that actually worked because the chemistry is good between all three of them. So they carry the movie very well. I actually liked Adam Driver in this more than I have in Last Jedi or Force Awakens. Uh, to me, his character just felt like it was written better than it had been in previous films. That's to me. Uh, Really, that's pretty much like the good things that I got out of it. I thought that it is a very long film. It's 2.5 hours, about 2 hours 40 minutes. It is kind of long, but it is paced well. So it's not one of those situations where it drags and drags and drags, and then they do one action sequence and then it drags again for 30 minutes. They don't do that. They do a good job with the pacing. It's not as paced as fast as like some other films, but I think the pacing for the movie actually works uh, to its uh, favor. Actually, um, my issues with the movie are a number of things. One, you guys know I hate when they have like open plot threads or open threads from something where it looks like they were going to address something, but they kind of edited it out for time or whatever. There's a couple of sequences like that in here, and it really kind of like okay, that scene that you said looks like it was building to something but goes nowhere. I hate when they do that. Another thing that I did not like. Let me say this first. I don't mind fan service. All right, because I understand what movies like Star Wars and Star Trek are. There are nostalgia. There's basically nostalgia porn for and has a lot of fan service in it for their fans. My issue with the fan service comes in when you fan service something, but you actually lift an entire sequence from another film in the same series. And I feel like in this movie there are a couple of sequences that were actually lifted straight up out of the original trilogy of films, A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. There's a couple of sequences like that. I felt like they did that to try to please fans, and it to me it didn't work because I was wanting something like new and something different. They completely, well, not, I won't say completely disregarded Last Jedi, but for the most part, they pretty much disregarded what happened in Last Jedi, a large chunk of it anyway. They you kind of get the feel that they act like that didn't happen, except for like when they have to address something that happened in it, and I think that was a mistake because it makes the movie, it makes it not feel like it's a part of the trilogy, in my opinion. So you'll have like sequences that kind of don't make sense or kind of like okay, but I thought in this film they did this, and you kind of have to have it because one, we all know this is a trilogy, so you're trying to end the trilogy, and you're pretty much acting like Last Jedi didn't exist, in my opinion. Uh, Another thing is the I felt like they introduced new characters and we didn't spend enough time with them because they just got introduced in this film. So I don't understand why you would introduce any new characters that that were in this film should have been introduced in the last film, in my opinion, because for the trilogy we should already know our characters, but we meet a couple new characters and you really like, hey, this happened to me, this happened to me too, best friends. It didn't work for me, like in that nature. And there's one thing, and I'm gonna have to save it for my spoiler filled review. But there's something that happens that was done completely for the fan fiction people, and I did not like it because it didn't go with anything, and it didn't. It the movies were doing well with not establishing certain movie tropes, and they just threw that one in, so it felt stupid to me. It really did. I didn't mind the ending so much. There's one beautiful shot at the end that I like. That's probably going to wind up being a poster at some point, if it isn't already. But I didn't mind the ending as much as I thought I would. I do have some issues with Palpatine and what they did with him and how exactly he came back. Just because certain things, once again, they don't make sense in the grand scheme of things. Him, the way he comes back doesn't really make sense to me. But all in all, I had to say I'm indifferent to it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It has its issues, just like every film has its issues. But I don't think they wrapped up the trilogy in a special way. It certainly doesn't feel like it felt with Return to Jedi. That clearly isn't how this feels. It doesn't feel like the ending of a story, in my opinion. Like they wrapped everything up. Um, so me personally, I'll probably give this like two ratings. At the very high, matinee; at the very low, a rental. So it's one of those situations. If you love Star Wars and you just got to see it, matinee. I wouldn't pay full price for it, honestly. But I would go during the matinee. It, like I said, it is 2 hours and 35 minutes. So there's that. If you did not like Last Jedi, or you've had an issue with this this trilogy in its entirety, I would probably just say rent it. To be honest, I didn't see anything jaw dropping in the movie that says this needs to be seen in a film. If you got a new TV, you got a 4K TV, there's nothing that screams that this has to be watched in a movie theater. Uh, I'm probably not gonna go watch it again, just because I'm like at this point I'm kind of like, okay, I want them to take a break from the films, and just the next time they do a film, I hope it's in like 2024 or something, where they done put some time and thought into it and can do an actual good film. Because to me, I don't think this is good or bad. I just think it's like meh. I think it's meh in the middle or whatever. But leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about the film. I will, like I said, I will be doing a spoiler filled review, but I'll wait a week or two before I upload that, just so you know people who haven't had a chance to watch it can watch it. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace out, peeps. Oh, and happy holidays to those who are celebrating. Peace.